Welcome to this scenario 8. Here in this scenario we are going to learn about a database. So we are going to see save, update, delete and search operations on the database. So here we have the simple design. Okay, then the questions here. So what we have to do, we have to design like this. Design the user interface as shown in that image. So we will design. So here I have opened the project and this is my first activity. So I will delete this one, and then for better and convenient design, I will choose the linear layout. So linear layout, now by default linear layout is horizontal, so I will change it to the vertical. So vertical, and then I am going to take 3 edit texts. So edit text, one for student ID and then marks and grade. So for student ID, I think it is going to be the plain text, because it's going to be some the combination of number and characters. So I will take it to plain text, and then we have marks. Marks means number, so I will take number, and then grade. Grade is going to be the letter A, B, C, D, something like that. So that's why I will take one more plain text, and then I will take buttons. So one for save, one for delete, another one for update, and another one for search, and then last one for clear. So now I will go for split, and then I will make the changes here. So here I am going to add some padding so that we will have a good view of this design. Then I will add some margin, top margin, something like 50, so that I will bring down, and then I will change the name. So ET student ID, and then here we have the text, and we don't want text. What we are going to do, we are going to have student ID. So I am going to remove this text, and I am going to make it hint. So one is over, and the second one is going to be, because it's a number, so we don't have hint, we have to add it explicitly. So what is this? This is going to be marks. Okay, then I am going to change the ID, ET marks. Okay, then the last one. So here I am going to change this one as grades or grade. So I don't want this one hint. Okay, so hint, and then here ID, ET grades. Okay, ET grade. So after that we have button. So for the first button I will add some margin top, something like 20, so that I have the separation, and then here I am going to change the caption or the text. So I say here save, and the second one delete, and then update, and the last one we have clear. So here I will add some margin so that I can, oh sorry, we should not have here, this is search, right? Search, and then here I am going to add margin top 20, so that we will have some separation, and then here I am going to make this one as clear. Okay, this is about the design. So let us go for coding. So first we will write the code for this clear button, because it's very easy, and we need it every time whenever we get execute the program. So here we have the clear, and then I click on the clear here, and then we will get one help. So we will create the method. So clear means we are going to clear all the edit text. So I am going to create the object for ET, I say SID, student ID, right? So SID, and then ET marks, and then ET grades. Okay, so I'm going to initialize them. So here we have et sid equals find view by id dot id dot, and then here we have student id. So I'm just going to make the duplication here. So what is the next we have? Marks. So et marks, then duplicate it, et grades, and then here also et grades. So declaration is over. Now let us empty this one, et okay student id dot set text. Okay, what is that set text? Blank. So I'm just going to make the duplication here. What is this? Et marks, then make the duplication et grades. So when we click the clear button, it's going to be empty. Okay, so now we will go for save button. Okay, when we click on the save button, what should happen? So on click. Okay, so I say here save. So click and then create the method. So now here I am going to write the code for save. Now before I save, I should create the database. You see, create the database with the name DemoDB with the table student. Okay, we have to create, and the details are given in the table: student ID, marks, and grade. And student ID is going to be text, marks is going to be the number, and then grade is going to be the text. Okay, so before I create, I have to declare one object SQLite database. So I just declare that the object name is a DB, and then here I should create a table as soon as the object the activity is created. So what I do here, I will create it outside public void, and then I say create DB. Okay, then I am going to make it. So I am going to write the code for create database here in this method. Later we will call it in the on create. So create DB, isn't it? So now let us define the method. So first of all, we have to initialize the database object. So here we have an operation that is called as open or create database. So because it's a SQLite, a lighter version of the SQL for the small devices, so open or create database. Here we are going to create the database. So it says that string name. What is that name? Name of the DB. So I say here demo.db. Okay, according to the question. Then what we have, you see the second hint, the second line, string name is over, then int mode. Okay, here we have mode private. Okay, mode private, and then last one we have null, because I am not going to pass any extra features. So here we can write like this context. Okay, context dot mode. Okay, context dot mode private, but writing the context is an optional, so even you can skip it. So once now after this line, what happens is the database will be created with the name demo.db. If there is a database already, then it will open, it will not create. Okay, so this one statement will check for the entire SQLite database. If the if there is any database with name demo.db, then it will open. If there is no such database, then it will create. So once the database created, now we are going to write the query for creating the table. So here I am writing the query for creating the table. To create the table, what is the query? We have create table. Okay, here like the database open or create, for the table also we have create if not exist. If not exists. What is the table name? Student. Okay, student. Now we are going to pass the fields here. Fields. So what are the fields we are going to create in this table? So, first one is going to be SID, and then that is going to be text type, because here we do not have varchar, and here we do not have varchar, var2, okay, varchar with maximum length or minimum length we do not have. So, that is why here only one simple we have text. Then we have marks, okay, I say just mark and then number, okay. Then we have so here also number only, okay, we do not have float, double, long, like such data types. So, last one we have grade, okay, and grade is also going to be the text, okay. So, this is our query. Now, we will execute this query with the help of object database db.execute, okay, execute SQL. What we are going to execute? That query, whatever we have created. Now, once we create the query, what we have to do, we have to execute. Once we execute, we have to close it immediately, db.close, okay. Then I will just for the reference I will make one toast, and so that we will have a confirmation message, okay. So, I say here db and table created, okay. We have toast dot length long and then dot show. So, this is our code for creating the database and creating the table, okay. So, now we are done with because here we are calling also, and as soon as the activity is created, because we are writing in the on create. So, as soon as the activity created, the table and the database will also be created, okay. So, now let us go for save. So, here if we want to save, then we have to read all the 3 informations, 3 inputs, right. So, I will declare 3 inputs. What is that? First one is going to be SID, and then mark, and then grade, right. So, these 3 variables I have declared on the top, okay. Now, here I am going to read them one by one. So, SID equals etsid dot get text dot toString. We have to explicitly convert every time, right. So, what is that SID, and then we have mark. So, here also we have mark, right. So, I will duplicate and then I will make grade and then grade. So, reading of 3 is over. Now, we have to make sure that the user has entered all the values properly, okay. Now, before going for saving directly, we have to evaluate it. So, what I will write? I will write a validation code here. So, first of all I go for SID dot equals blank. If it is blank, then what should happen? Okay, then what should happen? I will make one toast. So, already the toast is here. So, I will copy this toast, okay. So, copy this toast. So, what is the message going to be? The message is going to be enter SID or student ID, okay, enter student ID. Then after that what we are going to do here? We are just going to return, okay, return. So, this is for 1. So, now what I will do? I will just copy paste this one and then I will make multiples. So, this is for SID, and then what we have to do for mark, and then enter mark, enter mark. Then we are going to do one more time for grade. So, this is validation. This is validation. Then I will write the code, the actual code of saving. So, now here we have to make sure that there is no error. Okay. It is better after creating the database, I suggest you all to execute and check it. Okay. So, here I am not going to execute, do not want to waste the time and make the video long. So, once this code is perfect, what you can do, the code which you have written in the create table, the same thing you can copy. Okay. Only thing what we are going to change is the query. Here I am going to change the query. So, what is the query? For insert, for saving it is insert, right? Insert, okay, into, okay, what is the table name? Student, right? Student. Then we are going to have the values. So, now I am going to insert the values. Now, I will close this one here, because I am going to add, I am going to concatenate the SID, okay, then make the plus and then double quote and then put the comma and then come outside here, and then here I am going to make the marks, and we have to remember that what sequence first field is SID. So, we have to write the first field SID. If the second field is mark, then we have to, okay, we have to follow that sequence, we have to follow that sequence. So, here the grade, the last one, right. So, here we have double quote, we missed double quote. So, this is here, okay. So, like this. So, grade. So, now you see. So, all are done. So, SID is a text. So, we are going to put one single quote before and one single quote after. So, mark is a number, no need. So, now grade is a text. So, single quote before and then single quote after here, okay, single quote after here. So, this is the query. Now, I say here data saved, okay. Data saved successfully. So, this is the code for save. Now, let us execute and check the program. Now, the emulator is ready, let us run. Now, you see it is installing, and you can see here data and table created. It means that as soon as the project the activity is loaded, the database will be created. So, I am going to make one, okay, student ID like 1 2 3 yes 1 2, and then I am going to enter the marks 78 and grade is going to be B, okay. Then I click on the save. So, before this one I would like to make sure that if I do not have anything, any data here, click on the save. So, it says enter student ID. So, I have to enter the student ID like 1 2 3 yes 1 2. So, now when I click without entering the marks, see it says enter marks. Until unless you enter marks, it is keep on showing that enter marks. So, I enter marks, okay, then click on the save. So, now it says enter grade. So, now I have to enter the grade. Now, when I click on this one, oh, something wrong. So, here is the error, because by mistake it is a typographical error. So, student table has 4 columns. When we click on the run, we will see the errors. When student has 4 columns, by mistake there was one extra comma here. So, extra comma means one SID is also one column, text is also another column, then this one is the third column and the fourth column. So, it considered like that. So, we have to remove that column comma, and then we have to rerun it. Okay. Then SID 1 2 2 yes 1 2 2, and then marks I am going to enter something, and then grade something B. Now, click on this save. So, here is a small error and correction, because already we have created student 1 student table with 4 different fields. So, it is giving clash with the existing table. So, I just renamed it as a student 1, and then in the student 1 we have 3 fields SID, text, marks, number, and then grade text. So, in the same way we are going for in the save also. So, save also I am using the same table 0 1, the updated one, then I am passing the 3 values. So, it is just renaming the table name. So, I am going to enter here 1, so it is here 1 2 yes 1 2, and then mark something like 87 and then grade something say A, then click on this one, then it says the data saved successfully. Okay. So, that is it in this video, and then in the next video we will see the delete, update and search.